Hello and welcome to On the Wrist. Today we're going to review the new limited edition Sea of Clouds Grand Seiko High Beat GMT. This watch has an absolutely stunning dial. It's a fresh release from Grand Seiko, and not only does it have a beautiful dial, it has an amazingly decorated and designed movement. This video will be a full design as well as technical review of the watch, so without further ado, let's get right into it. We're actually going to start today with the movement because the reason why this is a limited edition is to celebrate 25 years of the 9S caliber movement. The movement here you can see behind that beautiful blue custom rotor is the 9S 86 Flyer GMT high beat movement. High beat means this is beating at 10 beats per second to create a very smooth sweeping seconds hand. And a Flyer GMT means that you can set the GMT hour hand independent of the other hour hands and does not stop the movement, making it much more convenient for travel. The custom rotor is a breathtaking, spectacular pattern, and also the finishing on the movement underneath is superb, with that beautiful gold text on the movement coming through so nicely. Now, if we come to the next thing that makes this watch so special, the dial, the Sea of Clouds, is something that truly sets this apart from other GMT watches. The designer for this dial took their inspiration on a cloudy day when looking at the clouds over Mount Iwate that can be seen from the Grand Seiko studio in Shizukushi, Japan. You can clearly see the playful clouds from the different shades of blue, the flares of maybe a little bit of silver, and just the different textures you can see on it really shows a sea of clouds flowing through the sky. There's almost a shimmer to it, like you can see almost a light playing off the clouds. Just as always with Grand Seiko, beautiful execution on their dials. This radiates outward into the beautiful blues chosen for the rest of the watch, including the GMT tracker on the inside around the indices, then the blue and white bezel split on top. The indices are beautifully polished and the Grand Seiko logo is coming outwards. We have the crown at the 4 o'clock position, which is a bit polarizing for some, but for a watch of this size, 44mm, it does help keep it compact on the wrist. The handset is a very classic Grand Seiko handset, and leaves a lot of space for luminescence, which we'll see later in the video. If we come back to the case, beautiful mix of polished and brushed surfaces, nice little high polish on those center links going down the inside, coming down to the clasp with several micro adjustment points on it to ensure you get a perfect fit. Now let's talk about the technical specifications. I'll pull up the technical specs on the left. So the diameter is 44.2 millimeters, case thickness is 14.8. The case is a stainless steel with 200 meters of water resistance. Front and back crystal is a sapphire, and the movement, as we discussed before, is a Flyer GMT. There's also some quite spectacular lume on the bezel, on the hands, and on the indices around the dial. Incredible visibility in low light situations, perfect if you're flying on a plane. This watch is a limited edition with only 2,000 pieces being available through either the Grand Seiko online boutique or through select authorized dealers like Royal Jewelers in Andover, Massachusetts. I'm here once again at Royal Jewelers in Andover, Massachusetts. They've been kind enough to let me film using one of their watches. Royal Jewelers carries brands like Cartier, Breguet, Panerai, IWC, Grand Seiko, Accuchon, Ulysses Nardin, and even some smaller brands like Norcane and Zodiac. Royal Jewelers is where I purchased my Oris Big Crown Pointer Date, as well as my Tudor Black Bay 58. Royal Jewelers has an extensive pre-owned selection, and I highly recommend you check them out if you're in the Massachusetts area. Link to their website in the description. So here we have it on my 7.5-inch wrist. This is a little larger than I would normally wear, and definitely the thickness is a little noticeable. However, I do think it sits quite nicely on the wrist. It's got a fairly tight lug-to-lug for the 44mm diameter, but that dial and those blues just come across so nicely. Incredibly legible with the GMT function, and I love the way the light can catch every element of this watch. Grand Seiko is known for their dials and their finishing techniques, so another very well executed watch by them. The high beat movement is so pleasant to look at, and overall I think this is a really well proportioned and designed GMT. So let's talk MSRP. MSRP of this watch is $7,600 as of November 2023. This is certainly a luxury watch, as all Grand Seikos are, and this one actually sits above some of the other spring drive GMT Grand Seiko offers. The reason for this watch being more expensive than the spring drive versions is that this is a limited edition and is to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Caliber 9S. The limited edition status of this watch, as well as the beautiful, unique dial, is what commands such a high price point. And in typical Grand Seiko fashion, every detail about this watch is designed masterfully and executed perfectly. The only critique I can offer for this watch is that I wish for both the diameter and the thickness it was a little slimmer. However, I really like actually the 4 o'clock placement of the crown because it keeps the watch with a tighter profile and it still sits nicely on the wrist. Closing thoughts. Another beautifully executed watch by Grand Seiko. This dial is absolutely breathtaking in person. I love the shades of blues and I like the highlight of white. I think the lume was an excellent addition where they went with so much vibrant luminescence to really make this watch stand out if you're traveling in low light situations on things like a plane. This is a watch worthy of celebrating 25 years of this caliber, and another great release from Grand Seiko. But let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this watch? How do you think the high beat movement compares to the spring drive? Do you like this watch in particular? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. That's all from me today. This has been On The Wrist. Thank you for watching.